wonder if I could spend the entire episode... Nope. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. And today we're going to be talking about the top 5 players that need to break out in 2020. Not the ones I think will, but the ones that need to. Because jobs are gonna be on the line. Before we get to that, I want to do a big shout and thank you to 2 brand new patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. First, we got Rainbow Dash Fan. My dog's name is Dash. And then we got Fabian Meyer. Thank you both for joining over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. In addition, we got some YouTube members to shout out. We got Minnesota Vikings Man 28. We got Shoutout. We got Penguin 622, Goran Schmidt, and Kevin Barrett. Thank you to you all. If you didn't see yesterday with the announcements, YouTube memberships are currently live. You get access to a whole bunch of different emojis and badges, as well as exclusive Q&As, as well as all patrons now have exclusive Q&A privileges as well. So check that out if you dare. So this list contains a number of players with various ranges of experience, and the way that I looked at it was either 1, they haven't been productive in the past, 2, their job is on the line, or 3, they have an opportunity to cement themselves as a key player within the team. So with that being said, let's start with my number 1 guy, and that is Rashad Gary. Now, Rashad Gary has only been in the league for 1 season, but this is why I think he needs to break out. He's the former 12th pick overall in 2019. And listen, a lot of people criticized that pick. I wasn't entirely happy with the pick. And last year, he didn't play a whole lot. He sat mostly behind the Smiths, but this season, he needs to prove himself why he was picked 12th overall. He is obviously going to get a lot more looks. It's going to be interesting to see how they utilize him, if they're going to move him over to the inside. The world is his oyster. He's obviously been training very hard. He posts all those videos on Instagrams and the social media. And Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur have come out and say that he is going to be a vital part of that defense. And what makes this pick potentially so great is that with Rashad Gary getting more playing time, that allows the Smith brothers to rest more, which makes them more effective on the field and makes our pass rush even more deadly. So Rashad Gary, let's see what the kid's got. Then number 2, we got Josh Jackson. Yep, former 2nd-round pick. Has not seen a ton of action, didn't get a single start last year, and he's going to need to step up. Now, we obviously have Kevin King, who's coming into a contract year, who has been inconsistent, but picked it up near the end of last year. Tramon Williams, it doesn't look like we're bringing him back as of right now, and you got, of course, Jaire Alexander. So with that being said, right now you got Jaire Alexander and a Kevin King who might be out the door next season, depending on what happens with Cap and who we re-sign. It's time for Josh Jackson to light it up. I know a lot of fans loved Josh Jackson coming out of school. I know that they wanted to pick him first. I'm glad that they didn't. And thankfully, we got Jaire Alexander to make that backfield a little bit better. But Josh Jackson seems to be going the way of Josh Jones, which makes me very afraid. There is a need at cornerback, and he's going to have every opportunity to step up. You know, is he going to take it? Is he going to get that playing time? And more importantly, is he going to earn it? And is he going to do well on the field? So Josh Jackson needs to have a breakout year, or this might be his last. Then number 3, you got Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Yeah, that's right. Little MVS action. He had 2 okay seasons, had some issues with some confidence and some drops and running wrong routes. And the thing is he has a unique skill set. He's the only speedy wide receiver that we have on the team. Devin Funchess, not that fast. Devontae Adams, great release, not that fast. And any of the other guys, Bagleton, Lazard, EQ, their speed isn't their highlight. And so with that, we have needed a deep, speedy threat for some time. And we're waiting for MVS to take that next step. Now, Aaron Rodgers has expressed his confidence in MVS, but I feel like this is going to be the season for him to prove himself. Coming into his 3rd year, it's kind of like a make or break year, because at this point, if there's not a wide receiver that steps up, we're going to be in some trouble. You obviously have Alan Lazard, who had a good run as our number 2 last year. I think that's still his position to lose. But then you have unknowns. EQ coming back from injury, and that's the reason why EQ's not on this list, is because he was injured for that year. So I feel like it's not as dire for him. People will be more understanding if he doesn't perform. But MVS, man, like, come on, be the guy that we want you to be. Number 4, you got defensive tackle Kingsley Keke. Do you love me? And yeah, here's the thing. We need a guy next to Kenny Clark. Badly. Lancaster, not cutting it. Montravius Adams, I don't know if he's going to make the team. Dean Lowry, underperforming. He didn't have any starts last season, even though he played in 14 games. And honestly, we just need somebody next to Kenny Clark. Literally anyone at this point. We need to shore up that run defense, and Kingsley Keke can be that guy. A 5th-round pick last year. I think we'll be getting a lot more reps this year. And I feel like the reason that he needs to break out is because the field is wide open for him to. There's really just no one else that's sitting there. We got Trayvon Hester, we got Willis from Miami, and after that, like, it starts to fall off a bit. So Kingsley Keke can make an immediate impact and have a huge breakout season, and I think he needs to. And then finally, number 5, you got tight end number 1, Jace Sternberger. Obviously injured last year, but we just got Josiah DeGuara, and of course we brought back the big dog Mercedes Lewis, and you have Robert Tonyan. But Jace Sternberger is kind of being given the keys to the kingdom and is like, here you go, buddy. BRTE1. He's most likely going to be utilized a whole lot more. It's not Mike McCarthy's offense, and I feel like we have just not had a TE1 for such a long time. And, like, it's time to have one. Jace Sternberger needs to prove that he can put the team on his literal back and go, I got you. And I think he can. He's shown flashes. He came out of college looking real good. But with the Green Bay Packers selecting a tight end again in the 3rd round this year, I just want Jace to kind of put some competition between him and everybody else. And Jace Sternberger also has a unique skill set. He is a receiving threat. And I think they need to utilize him the best they possibly can. And it's up to Sternberger to make the most of those opportunities. But those are my 5 guys that I think need to have a breakout season this year on the Green Bay Packers. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy on all social media. See down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout and thank you to all the Patreon members over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the new YouTube members. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go. Grossi!